Everyone, hi, this is Tumeshwar here and I welcome you to this video. And in this video we are going to discuss very important three words: although, though and even though. Alright, so this is going to be class number 16 for advanced learners, business English aspirants, and IELTS, particularly for written examinations and for competitive exams like UPSC, banking, SSC, and then your CDS, NDA, and some other important competitive examination where general English plays a vital role. Alright, so in this video we are going to quickly discuss about pronunciations, like how to pronounce these three words. Then we are going to cover certain example, like I'll tell you a lot of example by which you would be able to know that okay, where to use although, though and even though. And later on I'll give you an assignment finally which will assess your skill set, that what have you learned actually from this one. So first of all, let's talk about pronunciation part. So majorly in India, people face problem to pronounce this word because of this sound is there, th sound is there. So mainly like in Punjab here, so people tend to say though, they stress this word a lot, like although, though and even though. In UP and central India, people say although. It's not although, it's not though, it's not though, it's not although. What is it? That is although. Little slight stress is there, but not that much hard stress. And it's not all, it's all, though, although, though, or even though. Alright, so let's discuss the usage now. So you need to practice this pronunciations if you have this problem, th sound problem if you have. So you need to practice it again and again. And still, if you can't get rid of this, you can watch my video later on. I'm going to make videos on sounds as well, but that is going to be later part, okay? But still you can practice from here. Later on, now come to the usage part, that where to use although, though and even though. So usage is very important. First of all, we need to understand that where to use these things. Number one, to show surprise. Although, even though, these all three are used mostly where some kind of surprise situation is there. Mainly what will happen, that there will be two sentences in a sentence and two situation will be there, or two statement will be there, and if you want to uh, that show some surprise because of certain statement, then you are required to use although there, right? So for example, if you look at here, although, though or even though the sun was shining, it wasn't very warm. So you can see there are two parts. The one is, that is main statement, the sun was shining, right? And the second was, it wasn't very warm. So this is surprising statement, isn't it? So right, so when we have to say these kind of sentences in our day-to-day conversations, then we are required to use this although, even though, though. The sun was shining, it wasn't very warm. So it means that the sun was shining brightly, but it wasn't very warm. So it is a surprising situation, right? Normally when the sun is shining very brightly, so normally there is a temperature, right? There is an increase in temperature, but normally it is not the case here in this sentence. So it is a surprise. When it is a surprise, so obviously although. So, and it also shows contrast. Contrast means that a kind of contradictions. When there are two statement, one statement, you can say prior statement or later statement is opposite to each other, right? Against to each other, you can also say, like I felt he was wrong, although I didn't say so at the time. So the person knew that he was wrong, but I didn't say at the point of time, right? So it means it's showing contrast. I knew that the fact that he was doing something wrong, but I did not stop him. I did not tell other that he was doing wrong. So it is again showing a kind of contrast. And the third uses of all these three is making other statement less important in a sentence. So if you look at example here, he'll probably say no. So that is definite, right? He'll probably say no, though it is worth asking. So you can say that it is so he'll probably say no to come here, but we need to ask him. It is worth asking. It is worth asking means that it is really required that we must ask that person. So again, it is making the prior statement very less important, that the later statement must be need to be performed, right? Or must the later statement where we need to give emphasis more in the later statement, even though is used in basically for emphasis, where we have to give some emphasis, right? For example, I like her even though she can be annoying at time. So the person is simply saying that that he likes that girl, or but she can be annoying at all the time, she can be annoying, right? Okay, so this is something that basic understanding for you. So means although, though, or even though, they can be used interchangeably, but first of all you should know the meaning, that where to use them to show surprise, contrast, and making other statement less important. In India, it is used mostly in contradictory situations, but in developed country like UK, USA, people tend to use so in surprising situation, or that is the correct usage most of the time, to taking into the surprising situations. All right. So now let's try to understand that difference, that what is the difference between although, though, and even though. Although is informal situations when you are writing an essay, or when you're writing a business mail, or we are trying to write something for professional purposes. At the point of time you need to use although, and when you have certain kind of situation need to mention there, always use although there. And though is little less formal, and it can come also end of the sentence. Okay, it is used more often in your casual conversations, or also in your what we can say informal conversation it is used. Even though is used with both situations, first important thing, and that's why it is most popular in developed country, basically like a formal situation or informal situation, so you can use it with both the situations. Okay, and it is similar to these, all three words are similar to your however, in spite of, despite, which I'll be discussing in the later video. So this is your advanced vocabulary first video actually. So first of all we will focus on these three only. Okay, so now let's try to understand the three with the help of examples. So now let's try to understand this one sentence. Like, I was born in Punjab, however I don't like the bhangra. Like, mostly what happens in Punjab region in India, right? Like most of the people, if they are born in Punjab, so people are expecting that they must be knowing bhangra. Exactly, right? Okay, so but if I'm showing some surprise to them, again I can use although, though, or even though in place of however. Okay, so you can use, but there are differences which I'll be discussing in the later videos. So without, let's discuss the how to use this one. Although I was born in Punjab, I don't like the bhangra. So now notice the comma here. So it is a surprise kind of situation, right? You can say that the person was born in Punjab but he doesn't like the bhangra. How is it possible, right? So normally you expect that Punjabi people must be knowing bhangra. So when it is a kind of surprise, so you can use it with although. Though I was born in Punjab, though I was born in Punjab, I don't like the bhangra. I don't like the bhangra. Again, even though I was born in Punjab, I don't like the bhangra. I was born in Punjab, I don't like the bhangra though. So you can see in more casual conversation you can use see the examples of though. Most often people use this kind of example in casual conversations. All right, okay, and even though is used mostly with the kind of emphasis where you have to give. Let's see some more example. Although I'm on a little diet, I'm sorry, although I'm on a diet, I'll have a little ice cream. So this sentence again showing some contrast, surprise, and making later prior sentence statement less important, right? For example, although I am on a diet, I'll have a little ice cream. The fact is that the person is having a diet, but still the person is feeling like to have ice cream. Okay, even though I am on a diet, I'll have a little ice cream. So, and the next one, I'm on a diet, I'll have a little ice cream though. So which one do you think that is more suitable in these situations, right? So I guess you must be knowing the answer. So it's even though. So even though I'm on a diet, I'll have a little ice cream. It is about, say, English is not most of the time that you are saying the exact word. It is that saying the appropriate word at appropriate context. All right, so and let's now have practice this one. So just again, just have a quick revision we'll go through. So although, though, even though. So I told you that what is the major difference, that pronunciation part. Although, though, look at here, though, though, although, though, even though, not even though, but even though. Okay, that is the first difference. And then we have discussed the uses, that where to use, like to show some surprise, contrast, and making other statement less important in a sentence. So like, although the sun was shining, it wasn't very warm. So you can use these three words interchangeably, but there is a slight difference. Although is used in your formal conversations or written part more often as compared to though. Though is in casual conversation, or even though is your in both kind of situations, and when you have to give more emphasis on later part or prior part. All right, so and there we have discussed various examples, and so I hope that now the concept is clear. So I'm going to give you this exercise. So you just read all the sentences. There are 7 sentences. Read all the sentences and try to fill up all the though and even though, whatever you find suitable, and then send me the answer in your comment box. I will check it, that what have you learned from this class. All right, okay, so let's see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye, take care, and have good time. Thank you so much, and I hope that you are staying at home and keeping yourself safe from this COVID-19 pandemic. All right, be safe and keep learning. Be happy, stay home, and take care of your life. Thank you so much.